everyone, welcome back to Garner Reviews. We are once again out in the tool shed, and today we are going to be taking a look at this awesome Bosch cordless sander. This is the Bosch GEX 18V-5. I couldn't memorize that for whatever reason, so I had to look. But this little guy, super cool. Now, if you've seen my channel, you saw me do kind of probably like a quick unboxing and a quick test run on it, but I just wanted to spend a few minutes today and actually show you guys what this thing can do. And I'm going to be completely honest, I actually haven't used this very much outside of that video. The little bit of sanding I've had to do recently, I've been using my Festool Rotex 90 just because it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of sanders, and I didn't really need something quite like this. But today I wanted to test this out. I want to see how this performs with the Festool hooked up to it. I'm pretty sure it will fit on here. And again, this is a cordless palm sander from Bosch. Runs on their Core 18-volt platform. Super nice little system though. So you have 6 speed settings there on the side. Probably see that there. So 1 through 6 all the way up. You've got your on-off switch on the front. Got your dust collection, this little bag. This just kind of rotates off here, and then if you wanted to leave it on and actually take it off the tool, you can just unscrew it here. Oh, there's some dust in there. So it was doing something last time we used it. So that's good. That's good. So we're gonna take this off though, because if you have the option of a dust extractor, dust extractor, there we go. Why wouldn't you use it? So today we're going to be using, this is the Oblo 120, it's their sand net. It's 120 grit, and we've got some leftover 1x4 here. It's primed, needs to be sanded down though. I might actually paint this up a little bit and use it on a project just for kind of some miscellaneous pieces. So got a couple clamps here to clamp that down just so I can do a good job on camera at least. So let's see. Moment of truth. Does this? Oh yeah. This fits like it was meant to. So now obviously running a cordless sander and then hooking it up to a dust extractor, a lot of you may be thinking, doesn't that defeat the point? Kind of, yes and no. There are still situations where cordless with a hose on would make a lot of sense. Of course, being able to just run it out in the wild, so to say, it's handy too. But I am definitely going to use this because I want to see how well this works with the sand net and then just the Bosch itself and its dust collection. So let's grab a piece of trim here. This is just some 1x4 pine. It's got like a factory prime coat on there. We'll just throw this. I'm gonna have to, it's gonna be a little interesting here. Let me clamp this on and we will fire this bad boy up. Run these Bessie clamps. I really like these things. These right here, this is the EHKL12. It's got a super nice little quick release there. And just locks down. I love it. It's reversible, so you can, I think it's, yeah, there we go. You can run it like this if you needed to open something up, like push something apart. It's a really cool clamp. Sorry, this isn't a clamp video. This is the Bosch video, but I was using it and I was like, you know what? These are pretty awesome clamps. Maybe I need to do a video of those. So we will see. We're just gonna run that right there. There we go. Something like that. And because this doesn't have like a Bluetooth module and it's not going to talk to the Festool C-Tech, Clean-Tech, I'm going to have to turn this on manually. We got suction. Okay, so that went pretty well. That was on speed 6. It's definitely got some power to it. I think especially coupled with the Festool, the dust extractor feels like it's kind of pulling that pad down. I may lighten up on the suction a hair and see if that did anything. The sand net seems pretty nice. I don't know if you guys can see it well. I'll take this other clamp off here and show you what this looks like. Wasn't trying to fully remove the prime, but you can kind of see started getting through it. Pretty clean. Well, no, take that back. I'm seeing a lot of swirl marks on here. That could be due to the dust extractor. So it's going to be hard to show on camera. They're pretty fine, but I am seeing them. And that's typically an issue, especially if you're going to be doing like stain grade wood or anything like that. Of course, you don't really want it in anything, but it's particularly a problem if you're going to be doing any sort of stain grade wood. So they're fine. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correct, this is a 3mm stroke. So it's a fairly decent stroke size. You should be able to get pretty good results and remove material in a decent fashion. It's not super fine for like ultra finish work, but it's not like a 5mm stroke length or something where it's designed to really remove material quickly. So I'm actually going to take the Festool off here. I'm going to run this with just the bag. Now I know dust collection is going to be a lot different, but I want to see how this runs without that suction and see if some of those swirl marks go away. I'm actually going to grab a new piece, so we'll leave that one there. I can grab one of these shorties here. That's fine. I just want to see if there's any sort of comparison, if in speed 6, if this is going to create the same swirl marks, or if it was more of a result of the dust extractor. So here we go again. There we go. I really like that. Now, you can certainly see some dust kind of getting past everything without the dust extractor, but this ran very well, and I could definitely feel a difference in the way it was running with and without it hooked up. I do think I probably had suction turned up a little bit too high, so that's something to be aware of if you're running like a Festool or really probably any dust extractor. You have to watch and make sure that you actually don't have too much suction. You can actually pull this down onto the material and actually do some damage there. So leave a bunch of swirl marks and make more work for yourself. This performed, let's see here. Still getting some swirl marks, but it does seem wider. They don't seem quite as numerous. And I will pull up a picture here so that you guys can see these side by side. Hopefully I can catch it in the camera. It's a little hard. But it does seem like the board that had the dust extractor hooked up here, the swirl marks seem a little bit more aggressive, if that makes sense. So this is a lot lighter swirl patterns. Seems a little bit more minimal. So pretty interesting, pretty interesting. This fits the hand incredibly well. I think this would be ideal for anyone who's got to run sander, you know, for maybe 15-20 minutes at a time. You don't mind the battery then sitting and charging. I'm assuming that's probably about the runtime on something like this, especially on like speed 6 or something like that. You're probably going to get anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour. I have not tested that out, but that would be my guess. So, and then of course, as you turn the speed down, you should get a little bit more runtime. But there's that. So you can get, I believe, up to like an 8 amp hour battery to fit on here, and it's not going to interfere with like the pad, but it's pretty bulky and it doesn't quite feel as nice. This in your hand, it just, well, first off, it stands up like that, so that's cool. But it fits your hand incredibly well. Very low vibration. This is pretty comparable to the Festool RO90. That was incredibly smooth sander. I ran that for, boy, hours at a time, and I never got that tingling sensation. I had to run it overhead, all kinds of stuff, and it was very nice. This was, I would say, it's very close. It's very close. If it's not about the same, I'm going to say very close. Very nice sander. So if you guys have, if you're into the Bosch platform, or maybe, honestly, I could see someone, especially at the price point this is, I could see someone saying, you know what, I'm not even on the Bosch platform, but I want something that's going to run really smooth, really well, and picking up just this with maybe like, I believe Bosch used to do like starter kits where they would have the core 4 amp hour battery and like one of their chargers, and you could get a pretty nice sander setup getting those 2 items. And smaller projects, DIY type stuff, where you only maybe need, again, 15 to 30 minutes of runtime at a time, you could get away with that. And then if you had to do a lot more, pick up an extra battery too, and you're off to the races. So again, this is the Bosch GEX 18V-5. They do make it's their 12 volt version, and I believe that one is that a smaller pad size, or is it the same? I think it's the same. I think it's a 5-inch pad, but it's running on their 12 volt line. It's pretty interesting. I would assume you're gonna have less power and less runtime, but if you have the 12 volt lineup, or maybe you need something that's a little bit lighter weight, that might be a really good option for you. Don't quote me on that. I really want to say it's a 5-inch pad, but I do not remember exactly. So a couple of great options though. This is fairly new from Bosch, brushless. I would be happy to stand with that, especially hooked up to a dust extractor to make sure you get everything nice and clean, and then I would just turn that down and get those nice fine results. So let me know what you guys think. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. This is if you could put Festool on here and people would probably buy it. So they'd probably believe Festool made this. Fits the hand extremely well. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you guys like the Bosch tools, or you have something else you would like to see, drop a comment. Maybe hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.